Another fine day in this tournament and another important game, which is between Bangalore and Kolkata, of course. It's Virat Kohli and Owen Morgan going against each other. A very, very important game for both teams, considering the context of the tournament. बैंगलोर एक अच्छी पोजीशन में है इस वक्त और कोलकाता दूसरी साइड एक काफी डेलिकेट पोजीशन में है इस वक्त. जीतेंगे तो ऊपर चले जाएंगे, हारेंगे तो नीचे चले जाएंगे. एंड देयर इज अ वेरी इंट्रिकेट बैलेंस बीइंग मेंटेन्ड इन दिस टूर्नामेंट राइट नाउ. बैंगलोर विल बी लुकिंग टू विन. और अगर आप पंजाब सपोर्टर हैं या राजस्थान सपोर्टर हैं या चेन्नई सपोर्टर हैं या हैदराबाद सपोर्टर हैं, आप चाहेंगे कि कोलकाता ये मैच ना जीते. And to discuss those dynamics with me, of course, I have Vedant. Vedant, how important is today's match?
It's probably one of the most important games in Indian T20 League. If we keep the 2020 season in mind, you rightly mentioned, if Bangalore wins today, they also have a chance to go on the top of the points table. Though the net run rate is not that good, but even then, I think they will have a chance to either make it to the first position, or if that doesn't happen, they will definitely be making it to the second position. And that's a really good sign for a side like Bangalore. When you speak about Kolkata, I think they are still struggling. They ended up winning a game against Hyderabad in the last encounter, though it went all down to the super over. But even then, I believe they are struggling, and it will be a very, very difficult game for them. अगर ये वाली दोनों टीम का अगर आखिरी मैच उठा के देखें जो शारजा में हुआ था, एक वन साइड अफेयर था युवराज, वन साइड अफेयर. किस तरीके की बल्लेबाजी करके दिखाई इब्राहिम बेंजामिन डिविलियर्स ने, और उसके बाद जो गेंदबाजी में एक प्रदर्शन दिखाया. मैंने बात करने चाहे युजवेंद्र चहल की, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर, स्पिनर्स ने शारजा में इतनी अच्छी बॉलिंग करी. ऑलमोस्ट सबको बताया कि यहाँ पे हम डोमिनेट करने आए, और वो चीज़ दिखी. तो मुझे लगता है आज थोड़ी सी डिफिकल्टी आने वाली है कोलकाता को.
जी बिल्कुल. और जैसे मैं आई हैव मेंशन्ड सो मेनी टाइम्स, इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गेम. और मेरे हिसाब से अगर चार टीम्स जो प्लेऑफ्स में पहुंचती हैं, आई थिंक मुंबई, दिल्ली एंड बैंगलोर हैव जेन्युइनली प्लेड रियली गुड क्रिकेट दिस सीजन एंड दे डिजर्व टू बी देयर, आई थिंक ऑलरेडी. और मुझे लगता है जो बाकी चार टीम्स बची हैं उनसे बेहतर क्रिकेट शायद पंजाब ने खेला है. सो आई वुड लव टू सी देम इन द प्लेऑफ्स एज वेल. एंड आई थिंक इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ रियली क्रंच टूर्नामेंट गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. मेरे हिसाब से लॉकी फर्ग्यूसन के आने के बाद their pace attack looks really good. I think they look so fiery at the moment. और लॉकी फर्ग्यूसन ने तो एकदम से आके जैसे रुख पलट दिया है उनके बॉलिंग अटैक का. पैट कमिंस अच्छे लग रहे थे जैसे गेंदबाजी कर रहे थे, बट ही wasn't blowing full steam शायद. But in his first game, Lockie Ferguson has just swept everyone with his fantastic bowling. I think, as I mentioned earlier, he's been throwing hand grenades. 5 wickets for him in the first game. Brilliant. I think brilliant to watch. His services will be required today as well.
Absolutely. 27 deliveries, 5 wickets already in the tournament. 2 came in the super over and 3 came while playing the game. So I think it has been absolutely sensational performance by Lockie Ferguson. But now I think that pressure will also come to Lockie, because in the first game, people were not expecting him to perform. He performed, delivered for his team. And now everybody will be seeing, where is Lockie? Where is Lockie? And everybody will be finding him so that they will be taking those important wickets. It will be very interesting to see, because he bowls at a good pace. And we also saw in 2019 World Cup, when India was playing against New Zealand in that semi-final, he was able to trouble Indian batsmen, and especially Virat Kohli. So it will be an interesting battle between Virat and Lockie Ferguson as well.
Definitely, I think that will be a great battle to watch within the larger battle. Now, if we straight away move on to the probable playing 11s for today, let me have a look at Kolkata. Then, of course, we can move on to Bangalore with you, Vedant. If we look at Kolkata first, their opening combination looks set, but they're not performing to expectations. That's the problem. It's a stable, very stable opening partnership with Rahul Tripathi and Shubman Gill. बट देव लैग बिहाइंड. शुभमन गिल का जैसे हम देख रहे हैं, जितना टूर्नामेंट आगे बढ़ रहा है उतना स्ट्राइक रेट गिरता जा रहा है. राहुल त्रिपाठी ने जो अनफॉर्चुनेटली अपनी विकेट लूज करी थी सूर्य कुमार यादव को, उसके बाद भी एक और खराब इनिंग्स. तो ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप नीड्स टू डिलीवर. नीतीश राणा लुक्ड इन फाइन टच इन द लास्ट गेम. होप ही कैन कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम देयर. Then of course Owen Morgan is the captain. He also needs to fire with the bat. पिछले मैच में आखिरी ओवर में कुछ अच्छे ब्लो स्ट्राइक किए, लेकिन उसके अलावा पूरी इनिंग्स में ही वाज स्ट्रगलिंग अ बिट. दिनेश कार्तिक as a finisher looks really good. Vedant, as you've always mentioned, he should stick with the role of a finisher, and he should be playing there at number 5 or number 6, not above that, because now he has acquired those skills prerequisite for the finishing job, और वहीं पे खेलना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से. आंद्रे रसल काफी बड़ी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट रहे हैं बल्ले के साथ. पैट कमिंस, आई थिंक इज बीन डिसेंट इन ऑल डिपार्टमेंट्स. फील्डिंग अच्छी कर रहे हैं, बल्लेबाजी अच्छी कर रहे हैं, और गेंदबाजी में भी he hasn't disappointed much, so he'll be another valuable asset. वरुण चक्रवर्ती has been fabulous with his mystery spin. सबसे बेहतरीन काम जो इन्होंने किया है, मिडिल ओवर्स में रनों का अभाव रोका है. वहां पे जब भी आप चोक कर देते हैं बैट्समैन को तो प्रेशर बढ़ता रहता है, दूसरे एंड से विकेट जरूर आती है. लॉकी फर्ग्यूसन, ऑफ कोर्स वी टॉक्ड अबाउट हिम एट लेंथ. हिज सर्विसेज विल बी रिक्वायर्ड टुडे. कुलदीप यादव bowled well in the last game. ऐसा लग रहा था कि कमबैक अब कर सकते हैं, and he looks better than he looked in the last few games when he played. Shivam Mavi, of course, he's been again decent for Kolkata. It will be required that Shivam Mavi, Lockie Ferguson, and Pat Cummins, along with Andre Russell, they as a pace battery of Kolkata fire for them. If we look at the top picks, Shubman Gill, Dinesh Karthik, and Kuldeep Yadav. Dinesh Karthik, because I think he's now found his niche at the lower middle order, जहाँ पे वो बल्लेबाजी करनी चाहिए और जहाँ पे कर रहे हैं. शुभमन गिल काफी सारी खराब इनिंग्स तो नहीं कहना चाहूंगा, नॉट सो ग्रेट इनिंग्स खेल चुके हैं, इसलिए आज शायद उनका समय हो सकता है. कुलदीप यादव, again, the way he bowled in the last innings, it looks like he'll pick up from where he left off. I think that's Kolkata. I think they are looking decent, but few problems to address. Let's move on to Bangalore, Vedant.
Absolutely. And before I move on to Bangalore, just want to speak about a couple of players from Kolkata. Pat Cummins, I think Yuvraj did agree that he is performing well. But honestly, Yuvraj, if you'll ask me personally, he has been able to pick just 2 wickets in the tournament thus far. And though he has been able to bowl at a good economy, but even then he hasn't been able to deliver with the ball as team would have expected him to do. But with the bat and in the field, he seems to be doing really well. And of course, I think the limelight will also be on Dinesh Karthik after team showed some confidence in making him just step on the field in the super over, of course. Let's move on to Bangalore now.
Before that, Vedant,
yeah,
I think if Pat Cummins would have been bought for a lower price, we wouldn't have been talking much about him. He's just picked up 2 wickets. He's bowled economically, though he's done well with the bat. If he wouldn't have been such an expensive player, I think we would have been satisfied with this performance. But
absolutely.
As it's done.
Absolutely. Many a times we speak about a player because we personally believe that he has been bought for a good price. It's all about Indian T20 league. It's a cash-rich league. So we need to see if, as almost every time, Yuvraj also speaks about cost-benefit analysis. So that also comes into picture.
Money matters.
Money matters, of course. Bangalore. So Aaron Finch and Devdutt Padikkal, I think they will be showing the confidence once again. Aaron Finch needs to fire, needs to play a good innings. When you look at Devdutt Padikkal, his first four games, he smashed 3 half centuries in the tournament. But after that, after he enters into 30-35, it becomes a little difficult for him to continue the innings. He's consuming a lot many deliveries. So it's a very, very important game for him personally. Then, of course, Virat Kohli at number 3. Last time when these two teams played, he played the anchor role and let AP de Villiers do all the talking, and de Villiers showed everybody why he is one of the greatest T20 batsmen when you speak about this arena. And then, of course, Washington Sundar and Shivam Dube, a lot will be expected out of both of them. Washington Sundar, especially with the ball, was very good against Kolkata, and he would want to replicate that performance once again. Shivam Dube, I think a few low side performances for him, and now it's time for him to deliver. Chris Morris, what an inclusion this has been for Bangalore. I think for years they were waiting for somebody to come and probably be that role model for the bowling lineup of Bangalore, and finally they have been able to find one. Isru Odana, he hasn't been that bad because he ends up giving 36, 38, 40 runs, but at the same time he's picking wickets for you as well. So I think he is also a good inclusion for Bangalore. And then, of course, 3 Indian bowlers. one Navdeep Saini, Mohammad Siraj, and of course Yuzvendra Chahal. So this will be our probable playing 11 for Bangalore. When you look at top picks, once again the limelight will be on AB de Villiers. How good was he in the last game against Rajasthan? Wow, just 35 needed of 12 deliveries, and he smashed almost every ball out of the park, showed the world that he is the best in the business. And then, of course, Virat Kohli showed his confidence, showed his class in the last game as well. He's the fifth highest run scorer in the tournament thus far. And then, of course, Chris Morris, still from the time he has come into this side, the bowling is looking so different. And I think that's one of the reasons we have Chris Morris, Virat Kohli, and AB de Villiers as our top picks. And when you look at win percentage, I think you have to go with Bangalore. 53% in favor of Bangalore. That's mostly because how they have been able to perform in this year's Indian T20 League.
As you mentioned, Vedant, AB de Villiers' bat was doing all the talking. I don't think his bat talks. It roars. It absolutely roars. It is sometimes surreal to watch, unreal to watch. How can a batsman play like this? No matter how long the boundaries are, no matter how big the stadiums are, no matter who is bowling, Jofra Archer, Jasprit Bumrah, you will go the distance. You'll travel the distance, and I'm really, really excited again to watch maybe the best in the world go about his business today. AB de Villiers has been fabulous so far, and I think I feel currently he's the best in this Indian T20 league without a doubt. The way he hits the ball, he might not be in that list of top run scorers, but his ability is unmatchable. I think brilliant. I can't describe him with more words. I think.
Absolutely, I totally agree to it. And now it's time for us to move on to our next segment, and that is, of course, best tweets before the game. The first one is coming from IPL Insider. Hi, guys, where were you? I repeat, Kolkata should not open with Nareen. Sundar will dismiss him, and only because it's Kolkata, this also needs to be said. Kolkata should not open with Cummins either. Pretty sure they have considered it.
I knew this would be a reaction when you read this tweet. This was my reaction inside my head while I was reading this tweet before we came on to it. I'm pretty sure they've considered it. Opening with Pat Cummins. They might have considered opening with other players also. But I think Pat Cummins will be the other option. They should not, I think. Stability should be your prime option. And again, problems will arise if you open with Pat Cummins or Sunil Narayan. You'll have to move other batsmen down the order. It will again be messed up. Everyone will be chipping and changing, not playing where they're supposed to bat. So too many problems if they do that.
So my statistician has just messaged me, and it's my duty to tell. Pat Cummins has not picked 2 wickets; he has picked 3 wickets.
Okay.
So I just changed my statement. It's
Okay.
3 wickets, not
It's
two.
it's 50% more. That's a lot of difference.
Yeah, that's a lot of difference. Anyway, coming to the next tweet, yours nothing. All right. I would play a half fit Russell. It's important for him to come back in form before the playoffs. All right. He believes that Kolkata is making to the playoffs. Cummins gonna play for his price tag or the myth overseas pays too. Otherwise, should drop him in a heartbeat for Nareen as we are playing in the big ground. So basically, he's trying to say that today the game will happen at Abu Dhabi, so it's comparatively a bigger ground as compared to Sharjah. Then they are saying that they want Russell to stick in the side mostly because he wants him to gain some confidence, and Pat Cummins will be playing in the side only because of his price tag. I think that is something, Yuvraj, we have also spoke about, that they would be looking forward to playing Pat Cummins all 14 matches at least. They have paid some hefty amount, so they would definitely be looking to play him. But I don't agree with the mindset. Why are we bringing Nareen again in the picture? Because now, as I said before, Owen Morgan, overseas player, is your captain now. So that's fixed. He will be playing. Now, at this point in time, if I just go back somewhere around 18 hours back, where I think Punjab did the right thing to play somebody like Glenn Maxwell, believed in him, and he has delivered. Now, you never know that performance is just a game away, and you ask Andre Russell, hey man, we are not including you in the side. Either you can play the weight game, or you can just ask Russell that now you have to rest on the bench for the remainder of the season, because they have to take a call there. And that's where I personally believe that they should continue with Andre Russell, and no, don't go with somebody like Sunil Narine, because you already have Varun Chakravarti and Kuldeep Yadav in your side.
I don't agree with this actually. That you should play a half fit Russell. You should never play a half fit any player, because we saw the way he bowled the last over in his last game. It was a really short run up, probably half of what his original run up is, and there was absolutely no steam. He couldn't nail his Yorkers. He couldn't nail the short balls like he does. He bowls really good short balls. He bowls a really heavy ball. That's why it's tough to hit him off the short ball. We didn't see that. 15 runs were maybe required in the last over that he bowled, and he gave it away. It was actually a super over against Hyderabad, when he couldn't manage 2 runs of the last ball, David Bonner. But he didn't look at full steam. He will be a liability in the field, because you'll have to hide him again. As soon as his injury cropped up in the last game, he was fielding not at long on, but at third man. You'll have to hide him. You can't bowl him, because if he bowls the way he does in the last over, there's no point really. He'll go for runs. And while batting, I think, as you mentioned, that innings is just one match away, might be one match away, but now it's been 9 matches. It has still not come. I wouldn't mind playing Sunil Narine instead of a half fit Russell. If he's fully fit, good to go. I think there's no problem there. But he's half fit, and if he's limping all the time, there's really no point, I think.
Then you have to play three spinners against Bangalore in Abu Dhabi.
I think three seamers and three spinners, not a problem for me, because Shivam Mavi, Lockie Ferguson,
Who's not
Pat
bowling
Cummins.
4 overs?
Uh, Pardon?
Then who will not be bowling 4 overs?
Depends on the day. I think maybe Shivam Mavi won't bowl his 4 overs. I think Pat Cummins and Lockie Ferguson will bowl their 4 overs. Then Sunil Narine will bowl. But whoever's going for runs, I think they should be put to a halt, because Andre Russell has been also bowling for 3 or 4 overs on the trot. So it's good to have all your bowling options. Maybe Shivam Mavi won't bowl. He'll bowl a couple of overs, but there's no fixed template again. Whoever is looking good on the day will bowl his quota of 4 overs. Maybe uh, 4-4-4 and 2-2, 3-4-2. That could be the combination, but I don't think having more bowling options is much of a problem, because Andre Russell was your full-fledged bowling option. You were also bowling him 4 overs. So whoever replaces him also should have the capability to bowl 4 overs, like for like replacement.
And you want to play somebody like Andre Russell at number 6. Sunil Narine at number 6.
I'll not play him at number 6. I'll play Pat Cummins above him for sure. Definitely. It will be tough then. The batting will lack, because Pat Cummins will come in at number 6. Sunil Narine will come in at number 7. They are not reliable batsmen for every game. They're not proper batsmen. I think you should have one proper batsman at number 6. That's why having Sunil Narine in the side will be a problem. But again, if Russell's half fit, then I wouldn't personally want to play him.
Yeah, absolutely. If Russell is half fit, keep aside Russell. If any player is half fit, I do not want to play him. But yeah, if Russell is fully fit, then I would go with Russell any day than going with Sunil Narine. Anyway, yep. Anyway, let's move on to our last segment of the day, and that is match 39 fantasy guide. Bangalore against Kolkata. क्या टीम आपको आज बनानी चाहिए? फैंटेसी अगर आपको पसंद है तो आपको ये सेगमेंट काफी पसंद आने वाला है, क्योंकि हम हमेशा कुछ ऐसे प्लेयर्स पिक करते हैं जो आपको जिता कर देंगे, जो अपने आप में एक मैच विनर हैं. उस तरीके की हमने टीम बनाई है. चलते हैं, सबसे पहले बात करते हैं विकेट कीपर्स की. जब विकेट कीपर की बात कर रहे हैं तो हमने 2 विकेट कीपर्स रखे हैं हमारी साइड के अंदर. एक तो ऑफ कोर्स AB डे विलियर्स हैं, और दूसरे हैं दिनेश कार्तिक ने भी अपनी फॉर्म दिखाई. आखिरी मैच के अंदर 10 के करीब बॉल खेली थी और 25 से 29 रन के बीच में मार दिए थे. दिखाया कि मैं फॉर्म में वापस आ रहा हूं. तो आई वॉज पर्सनली वेरी वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड विद हिज परफॉर्मेंस. देन ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द बैट्समैन, आपको देवदत्त पडिक्कल को खिलाना होगा। देवदत्त पडिक्कल एक ऐसे बल्लेबाज हैं जो आपको हर मैच में 30, 35, 40 रन तो दे ही रहे हैं, तो आपके पॉइंट्स में काफ़ी हेल्प कर सकते हैं। तो हमने पडिक्कल को इसलिए चुना है। विराट कोहली अच्छी फॉर्म में नजर आ रहे हैं, इसलिए विराट कोहली भी हमारी साइड में रहेंगे। शुभमन गिल ऑफ कोर्स, शुभमन गिल भी जैसे देवदत्त पडिक्कल हैं वैसे ही शुभमन गिल हैं, 30-35 रन आपको हर मैच में दे रहे हैं। ओएन मॉर्गन से आज काफ़ी उम्मीदें रहेगी, थोड़ा सा रिस्क फैक्टर ज़रूर है, पर आज हमने ओएन मॉर्गन को हमारा कप्तान भी बनाया है। कोलकाता के भी कप्तान है और हमने भी उनको कप्तान बनाया है। होप कर रहे हैं कि आज काफ़ी अच्छा करें। तो कप्तान रहेंगे ओएन मॉर्गन, वाइस कप्तान रहेंगे हमारे एबी डिविलियर्स, विकेट कीपर्स 2, बैट्समैन 4 और आगे का बताएंगे युवराज।
Yeah, let's move on to the all-rounders. Of course, Washington Sundar, Chris Morris, indispensable. I think Chris Morris तो first automatic pick होंगे ही, डायरेक्ट एंट्री उनकी आएगी। विकेट्स पे विकेट्स ले रहे हैं, बल्लेबाजी आती है उसमें रन मारते हैं, फील्ड में लॉन्ग ऑन टू लॉन्ग ऑन, लॉन्ग ऑन टू लॉन्ग ऑन करते हैं। तो कंप्लीट प्लेयर, आई थिंक he is truly a three-dimensional player, Chris Morris. Washington Sundar, of course, does a fabulous job inside the power play. Will pick at least one wicket for you, which is worth a lot in a fantasy game. While batting, also he bats up at number 5, around number 5. If he comes after AB de Villiers, that is. Then, while bowling, Lockie Ferguson, again a direct pick because of his performance in the last game. Kuldeep Yadav, I think today we are expecting from him a lot because he looked in good form. Pat Cummins, if he doesn't get you with the ball, he'll get you with the bat. And in the field also, he fields at the hot spots. So we have picked all complete players today. It's the perfect team, I think. Maybe there might have been a contention between Dinesh Karthik and Aaron Finch. But since Dinesh Karthik is in better form, you might pick him. And Aaron Finch is an opener. So it's probable that he might give you runs. So I think both are good picks.
And one more thing, I think even in the bowlers, Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal. So I think seeing on the points, you can go with either Kuldeep Yadav or Yuzvendra Chahal. And I think that makes a very, very good 11 and quite a good chance to win some money.
Kuldeep Yadav, I think Yuzvendra Chahal's tricks have been figured out by batsmen. They're not giving him more than a wicket, maybe. Kuldeep Yadav, whereas is bowling after a long time, and he'll come with a fresh mind. He might just pick more than a couple of wickets for you. So I think, again, risk it to get the biscuit.
Absolutely. This is Yuvraj's favorite line. The people who are watching us for the first time, I'm telling you, risk it to get the biscuit. Let's see what happens. It's a very, very big game, to be very honest. Bangalore against Kolkata. If Kolkata wins, then I think Chennai's players would be just packing their bags and probably planning to fly back to India or wherever they are from. But anyway, I think if we want the tournament to stay alive, then we would want Bangalore to win today. Can Bangalore surprise us? Can Kolkata surprise us? It will be one to watch. The game is just 3 hours away, and we will be joining you guys back at 6:40, where we discuss about the toss and playing 11 with, of course, none other than Atul Vasan. So see you guys there, and keep watching Sports Tiger.